We acknowledge that Tri-Cities Community Television operates on the traditional, ancestral, and unceded territory of the Coquitlam First Nation. We thank the Coquitlam who continue to live on these lands and care for them along with the waters and all that is above and below.
On Friday, March 13th, the long-awaited Foundry TriCities facility opened its doors at Poco Place in Port Coquitlam. This new facility, managed by Share Family and Community Services, will offer free mental health, substance use, and wellness support for youth aged 12 to 24 and their families. It was standing room only at the official launch, and of course, Tri-Cities Community TV was there to bring you this coverage.
Oh, okay, I said I wasn't going to cry when I did this. Good morning, everyone, and thank you for joining us here today. I am Jennifer Blatherwick, the MLA for Coquitlam-Mirabel. Before we begin, I would like to acknowledge with respect to the history, the customs, and the culture of the Coast Salish peoples on whose traditional lands and home we meet today. I would like to honor and thank Chief Ron Giesbrecht of the Coquitlam people, who had every intention of being here this morning but is ill. I know that he sends his deepest, warmest wishes for success and support. He and the Coquitlam people have been passionate supporters of this project and will continue to be as time goes on. And I would like to honor the special guests that are here with us today. Jody Wickens, Minister of Children and Family Development. Yeah. Claire McLean, CEO of Share Family and Community Services. Tessa Obedinsky, the Foundry TriCities Youth Advisory Table member. And Carol Todd, founder and mother of the Amanda Todd Legacy Society. So without further ado, I would like to invite Minister Wickens to the podium.
Thank you, Jennifer. Good morning, everyone, and thank you for being here today. This is such a special moment for me, and I'll try to get through my opening remarks without absolutely bawling, because this is such a momentous occasion for our community, and I couldn't be more proud to be standing here in this role today, celebrating with all of you. I'm Jody Wickens. I'm the Minister of Children and Family Development and also the MLA for Coquitlam Burke Mountain. It is truly my honor to be here sharing with all of you today. A real privilege to celebrate the opening of the Foundry TriCities, a place designed to wrap care around young people and their families. Today is about creating hope, connection, and access to supports for youth right here in our community. This is an exciting milestone for young people and families in the Tri-Cities. As Minister, I hear all the time how important Foundry is to young people. I hear that it feels different, it feels welcoming, and it feels safe. And what more would we want for our young people? Foundry was built on a simple but powerful idea that young people should be able to walk into a space and get the support they need, how they need it, without stigma, without judgment, and without being sent to office for coordinating support. When young people can access help in a safe and welcoming space, they build resilience, confidence, and skills they need to make strong choices. That's exactly why Foundry TriCities matters. Here, young people will get the supports they need when and how they need them. This is more important today than ever before. We know that young people are navigating more challenges than ever before. They're balancing school and work while facing an affordability crisis and the constant pressure of a digital world, often while dealing with mental health challenges or uncertainty about what the future holds. And our youth are facing new pressures all of the time, from the toxic drug crisis to housing stress to school engagement and wondering what will come. There's a clear need for support early on before crisis. Newcomer youth and families are also in need of additional support as they build connections and find their place here. As someone who has lived in Coquitlam for over 22 years, I know how much our growing community has been waiting for a space like this. That's why the opening of the Foundry TriCities is crucially important. Young people living in this community now have access to free mental health, substance use, and wellness services close to home and under one roof. Foundry will meet them where they are on their terms. This is a trusted model that has already been so successful in 19 other communities around the province, with 15 more to come. That means that young people can access mental health and substance use supports, counseling, peer support, and healthcare for free, same day, and all in one place. When we set up young people for lifelong well-being, we're strengthening families, we're strengthening our schools, and we're strengthening our communities. That's why, as a government, we are committed to expanding Foundry locations and services across BC, and to supporting the Foundry TriCities here with an annual funding of $1 million and a one-time investment of $1.5 million to establish the center and serve youth in this region and for now and into the future. I am also incredibly thrilled that this location is led by Share Family and Community Services. They have been a trusted pillar in the Tri-Cities for decades, responding to the needs of families with compassion and care. I have had the absolute privilege and honor of my life to have the opportunity to get to know the incredible team at Share. I know firsthand the depth of the expertise, the heart, and the commitment that they bring to supporting children and youth and families in our community. Their service has already made a powerful difference for so many families in our community, and I can't think of an organization better positioned to make a real and meaningful difference. This is more than a building. This is a statement that young people in this community matter. Young people like my children and our neighbors' children and all of our children, and that we are committed to showing up for them. I thank all of the partners and the donors in the community and beyond for sending that powerful message to them today. I am so proud to see these doors open, and I look forward to the positive impact that it will have for years and years to come.
Thank you so much. I'm going to briefly go off script here a little bit, and I want to acknowledge how important it is to have people who are deeply compassionate doing this work. That there are costs to doing front-facing work like this, and people who have genuine heart and care is why difficult things like this happen, because they are willing to walk the walk and make things happen through hard times. So thank you. Now, I cannot tell you what wonderful news this is for the Tri-Cities. This beautiful space that we are here today, being together in community, is where young people are going to be able to come to enjoy access to free and confidential mental health support, substance use support, and primary care support. They'll be able to connect with peers in a welcoming environment, free of judgment, and most importantly, they'll be able to do it right here in their community. Foundry centers are currently open in 19 other communities, and we know those centers not only transformed young people's lives, but they've strengthened the fabric of the entire community. And I know this is going to be the case for the Tri-Cities Foundry as well. So next, I would like to invite Claire McLean, the CEO of Share Family and Community Services, who is also going to hold it together in a completely, to come join us here at the podium and speak.
Thank you. No pressure. Thank you. Thank you so much. Thank you all for being here and the roles you played to get us here. I did just want to, as I was thinking about today, it's been a long journey, and in addition to the hat I wear, and I'm deeply honored to wear for Share, I'm also a mom. I'm a mom to two wonderful kids, a 13-year-old and an 11-year-old. And as we were driving, one of the many drives that you do as a mom, to soccer practice the other day with my 13-year-old, he requested that we play a Smashing Pumpkins song. And it's our family rule that the kids get to DJ when I'm shuffling them between stuff. And then my son proceeded to mansplain to me about this really cool band and how great they were. And I have to tell you, I was kind of really delighted when I told him that actually we listened to them in university and I knew the words better than he did. But I couldn't be too self-righteous about it, though, because it took me back to this very vivid memory all of a sudden of me sitting at my family dinner table as a teenager and informing my dad about an awesome band that I had discovered and all the kids at school were listening to. And keep in mind, my dad he spent his childhood in the UK going to pubs to listen to the Beatles and the Stones. And so he, said, well, who is this band? Who have you found? And I distinctly remember saying to him, you probably wouldn't know them. They're called Led Zeppelin, which is so embarrassing now. But I really do think that that's the eternal truth of youth, right? Everything that they're living, everything that you're experiencing as when you're young, everything's a discovery. And it truly feels like it's the first time that it's ever been discovered, whether it's music or falling in love or struggling to know who you are or what you want to do with your life. When you're young, it feels like no one has ever walked this path before. And you look at, us as adults and just figure we arrived fully formed and had it all figured out. And then you add to that, as Minister said, that our youth today are charting some really uncharted territory. They've navigated COVID, there's social media, AI, toxic drug supplies. None of that existed when I was a teenager. And then some of them have additional burdens, financial hardship, parents and siblings with mental health challenges, abuse, trauma, more. And Foundry TriCities is a place where all of those experiences will be honored, where the newness and discovery and intensity of youth will be treated as a strength, where the hardships our youth have endured and are talked about openly without any shame or judgment. And we're prepared to help youth navigate the complex realities of today's world through evidence-based effective services. Share Society is incredibly honored to be the lead agency for Foundry TriCities. And from the beginning, we applied 3 core principles as we did to all this work. One is that effective and efficient services rely on seeing the whole client in front of you with their full range of strengths and challenges. That is why Foundry TriCities has a full spectrum of supports, from medical to mental health to peer support to food security and employment. We are not in the business of hearing a young person's story and then sending them out the door with a phone number to call somewhere else for help. If a young person and their family have been brave enough to reach out for help, Share and Foundry TriCities will be here to welcome them and walk with them on their journey. Secondly, services are only as good as the people that are delivering them. And Share and the Foundry TriCities have the very best. Some of them are here today. We have doctors and counselors, youth peer workers, family peer workers, medical offices assistants, and more, all on site, all highly trained, all ready to provide exemplary services. And lastly, collaboration is the key to a great outcome. I want to specifically acknowledge our incredible youth advisory table, our family advisory table members, many of whom are here today, and we celebrate their contributions. And to our co-located partners, Fraser Health Authority, Access Youth Outreach Services, Naloxone, thank you. To our major donors, which are featured on the wall behind Emily Farnworth there, and you get to check out later. To the City of Port Coquitlam, our host municipality, thank you. And to Foundry Central BC and the province, thank you. And finally, I want to especially take a moment, because we don't get to do this very often and we're not particularly good at it, but to acknowledge Kirsty Singh. I see her hiding in the back as she does. Kirsty is Cher's Director of Mental Health Services, and she has led this project with wisdom, humility, and a tireless excitement, and we couldn't be more grateful. Foundry TriCities shows what is possible with a relatively small investment of funds and a large investment of shared wisdom, commitment, and focus. And we can't wait to get to work, so thank you.
Thank you, Claire. You always speak with such deliberate genuineness. You allow us into your heart when you speak every single time. And it's what makes you such a powerful leader in this community. So thank you. Kirsty. So thank you, Claire, for those words. Next, please join me in welcoming another incredible advocate for mental health, youth mental health in this community, Carol Todd.
Good morning, everyone. I'm not going to get through this without being emotional, and I know many faces in here, and you know how stoic that I can be in getting my message out, but this one's different. And we all know with Amanda's legacy that snowflakes are really meaningful to me, and today it snowed. And so that shows me that she is here with us for this day. And so I've written out my words, and I don't usually because I just talk off the top of my head, but I also tend to go over. So I wrote them down for safety reasons, but there are no guarantees because I can be impulsive, as Claire knows. And I am a parent, and I am also an educator in School District 43, where I have a role in digital literacy and child abuse prevention and exploitation and making kids safe. And I've been a teacher for 42 years. So I understand and I know what it's like to value children and to value our youth. The opening of Foundry TriCities is profoundly important because it creates a centralized youth-friendly space where young people can access mental health care, social supports, and community services without barriers. For too many youth and families, navigating the system has meant long wait lists, traveling to multiple locations, and retelling their story again and again. Foundry changes that. By bringing counseling, peer support, primary care, and community connections together under one roof, youth can receive help in a way that feels welcoming, accessible, and designed with them in mind. But the importance of the center is more than practical. It is deeply personal. Foundry TriCities holds special significance for me in the memory of my daughter, Amanda, who died by suicide 13 years ago at a time when no Foundry centers existed. And I was just talking to Steve Mathias here today, and we met in 2015 at his Granville Street hub. And I always ask, why? Why are these not out there broadly? And this was just the beginning. And here we are 11 years later, and there's 20 Foundry hubs with more to come. Shortly before Amanda died, Shortly before Amanda died, she asked me why there weren't many support services available for kids like her experiencing mental health challenges she was going through. Yes, she had counseling, but Amanda wanted more. Sadly, I didn't have an answer for her. In the years since her death, her memory and legacy have continued to grow through the meaningful words she left behind, the dream of helping kids. I recall being asked to write a letter of support for our Foundry back in 2019. And I will never forget the bittersweet moment in July 2022, standing on the courthouse steps during Amanda's trial when I received the phone call from Claire that said a Foundry was officially coming to the Tri-Cities. I was elated beyond words and had tons of tears of happiness. I signed up to be on the Family Advisory Council for Foundry TriCities and have watched this project grow from a seedling into a tree with many strong branches. I know a member of the Family Advisory Council, one of the ideas was to have a tree of support in our room, but we're still working on it. The opening of this Foundry transforms tragic loss into lasting impact. It will be a place where young people will find hope, connection, and support at moments when they need it the most. A place that channels experience into positive change and helps safeguard our future generations. Young people today face rising anxiety, social isolation, academic stress, and the pressures of increasingly digital world. And too often, they struggle in silence. Having a welcoming space created specifically for them makes a tremendous difference in our community and gives them permission to ask for help and before challenges erupt and become a crisis. Or ultimately, we don't want any more tragic stories in our communities. Ultimately, Foundry Tri-Cities is more than a building. It is a promise that no young person should feel alone in their struggles, a promise that support will meet them where they are, a promise that our community will continue to turn compassion into action so every young person has the opportunity to thrive. Thank you for being a supporting and caring member of our community, and forever we will be grateful for each other and continue to work together. Thank you.
Thanks, Betty. Perfect. Thank you. And you couldn't see it, but on the end of Carol's speaking notes, there's a little purple heart. And I did Carol a disservice because I didn't talk about, before she came up, all the good work that she does in the community. As well as being a mom, she is the founder of the Amanda Todd Legacy Society and has dedicated her life to raising awareness about bullying, cyber abuse, internet safety, mental health, and gender-based exploitation. And she has been serving on the Tri-Cities Foundry advisory table now for how many years? Two? And providing incredibly valuable advice to the establishment of this amazing, I'm going to hold it together now. Thank you, Carol, for speaking. And again, thank you for the honesty and the truth of your words. And our next guest brings an important firsthand perspective to the impact of Foundry's work. Tessa Obedzinski is a committed Foundry volunteer who has been using her lived experience to make sure that we understand how Foundry should support others and help create a safe, inclusive space for young people. Please welcome Tessa.
Okay, good morning. There are a lot of people today. A little bit nervous, so just hang in there with me. Good morning. My name is Tessa Obedzinski. I'm 20 years old, and I've been volunteering with Foundry for the past few years. My journey with Foundry began in grade 12, but the impact it's had on my life has gone way beyond grade 12. As a young teen, I struggled a lot with different challenges. Each one of them came with their own specific rules, barriers, and specific needs. At 14, I truly believed that I didn't need help, because asking for help, I felt like I was admitting failure and that there was something wrong with me. Foundry at that time, I didn't know it existed, and I didn't know that my community genuinely cared about me and genuinely wanted me here. Foundry was what really helped change my path. It gave me a safe, welcoming space where I could just be without judgment. Foundry gave me the opportunity to advocate for others who were struggling like I was, and speak up for those who weren't quite ready yet to share their story. Having access to support as youth and as anyone is so, so crucial. And It isn't weakness, it's courage. And that took me a long, long time to know the difference between that. But Foundry is there for anyone who needs support, someone who needs acceptance, no judgment, anything. We're here for you. If you're ready to come, we will be here. And if you aren't quite ready yet to share your story, we will be here for when you are. It is at your pace. It is at wherever you are in your journey, we will be there for you. Foundry did a lot of things for me, but I think the main thing it did for me was it helped me belong somewhere. And it gave me a place that I could just be, and I could find like-minded people who knew I didn't want to repeat my story over and over again. I didn't want to go somewhere else or get another phone call from someone else who doesn't know me, doesn't know what I look like. Foundry is the place that youth can find a safe support for healing, for grieving, for wherever or whatever you need. I felt so long like I was an outcast, and Foundry helped me belong. Foundry gave me that space to do so. And I just want to end this off with, I want to thank my mom. You were always there for me and never gave up on me. And I didn't have friends in high school, and my support team there, I had Kelly Powell, Shonda Martin, my counselors and teachers. They were there for me when I was in the bathroom at lunch or a break because I was just sitting in a stall because I didn't feel safe anywhere else. They gave me that place to feel safe. I had so many people in my community that cared about me when I didn't care about myself. So Foundry I am so excited. And I practice this a lot, so I wouldn't cry. But yeah, since I've been at Foundry, I've graduated high school, I've solo backpacked Australia. I've done so many things, but currently I'm at JIBC for law enforcement. Because, thank you. Thank you. I'm at law enforcement, and I want to be law enforcement to help those who what I went through, for those that have been on both sides of that pen and paper when you're reporting something. So, thank you for letting me be a part of this, and gosh, this is amazing, so thank you, you guys.
And can we just get a big round of applause for Tessa's mom, too? I have 5 kids, and there are days that you are so grateful, and then there are days where you like, am I enough? So yeah, thank you. And thank you, Tessa. That was fantastic. I think everyone who spoke here today spoke their truth and spoke from their heart, and you did better than any of us holding it together. So your voice and your leadership make a real difference, and we're grateful for you sharing the impact that Foundry has had on your life and will continue to have on your life, and now will continue to have on a community as you go forward into the world and do the good things that we know you're going to do. And I'd like to end today with hope and with emphasizing the importance of community. And we heard Tessa talking about the services and the support that she received at school, and now services and support are going to be available for youth in the community outside of school hours. Today's announcement says to young people in the Tri-Cities, you are not alone, and help is here. Thank you to Foundry, to Share Family and Community Services, to Fraser Health, to Health Canada, to everyone who has worked so hard to make this day possible. I am grateful to be surrounded by so many people who are working hard to support youth mental health services and substance use services. The work you do is integral to making sure young people in BC have access to help and support, to take on those challenges, those pressures that life can bring, and to move into a new stage of their life. I thank you for being here today.
After the formal presentations, those in attendance were able to tour the facilities And Tri-Cities Community TV had the opportunity to speak with Christy Singh, Director of Programs and Services for the Foundry TriCities.
We're here in Port Coquitlam, where Share Family and Community Services just opened Foundry TriCities. I'm here with a very important person. Christy Singh is with me. Christy, tell us what your role is here at Foundry and what does this day mean to you?
Hi there. My name is Christy Singh, as mentioned, and I'm the Director of Programs and Services. I oversee Foundry and Mental Health Services for Share. And it's an important day, and we're celebrating in a big way today because today marks the day of us opening Foundry TriCities. And we're very excited to kind of share and celebrate with the community because it took us a few years to get here. The project started out in 2019. We got hit with the COVID pandemic, and then we resumed our project in 2023, and we've been working very steadfast to get the center up and running for today and continued services moving forward.
And how many youth do you feel that you're going to be impacting here in the Tri-Cities at Foundry? What are you hoping to see? I'm sure you have some goals and some numbers and projections.
Totally. So we're we found out for our Tri-Cities community and all the postal codes attached, we have about 900 users on our Foundry platform already, which is a big number, and we know that these services are needed. And we've already seen that our services are already being booked up, and we are already anticipating a lot of families and young people coming in for services. And so, we're hoping that we can meet everybody's need, but there is a reality that we can only meet with individuals one at a time. And so we are booked up, and we're steady moving through our lists and our services to ensure that we are able to get the services to our young people in community.
Fantastic. I see that Fraser Health has their offices here. You've also connected and collaborated with Access Youth and Nalox's Home, etc. What do those partnerships mean to you?
Massive. So having Access Youth co-located and at the table with us is just a huge win for our community. Access Youth has been in our community working with vulnerable and marginalized populations of youth. And so for them to have a home to deliver their food security programs and services for vulnerable youth in our community is just massive. And so co-located with Access Youth, co-located with Nalox's Home, who provides peer support substance use support to young people who are looking for that education and information. And also FHA allows us to have one stop for youth that might need services from all of our agencies, all under one roof, under one umbrella, so it's seamless for the young person.
It's fantastic that the province is going to be increasing Foundry spaces throughout the province. We heard that this morning. What are the last things that you want to share with us before we go today?
I think what I really want to make sure is that our community knows that our youth and young people have a place that they could come to, even if they don't know what the need might be. We're happy to be here and help you figure it out. And we just want to celebrate this huge win and provide a sense of hope for our community that youth and young people and families have somewhere to go if they need help.
That's fantastic. Thanks so much for hearing from Christy Singh right here at Share Family and Community Services, grand opening of the Foundry. Thanks so much for watching. I'm Kathy Chenna with Tri-Cities Community TV.